up. Go into that. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Sherry. Welcome to tea time. Let's see if we can get a few more people in here before I start. Who's hot? All right. Well, let's start. Everybody will start trickling in here pretty quick. All right, so welcome in. Pour yourself something warm and settle. It has been a heavy week for a lot of us, so before any of the numbers talk, I'm just glad that you're here. No pressure today. Take what's useful and let the rest float on by. Hi, Paula. All right, so first, where the two doors stand now. Let me say this plainly over tea, because a lot of guides going around are out of date. There were two doors, and only one of them ever had a clock on it. That one, the appeal of the move to ADAP, closed on June 30th. And the new rules blocked those appeals as of July 2nd. So if you did not file one, please do not carry any guilt about it. That door was quietly built to close, and it did. So here's the part that matters, and it is good news. The other door has no clock on it, the reassessment. So the medical route back to AISH has no deadline. It did not close on June 30th, and it is not closing. So if you cannot work because of a permanent disability, you can ask to be reviewed to return to AISH whenever you are ready. There is no rush, and there is no too late. Anyone on ADAP can ask if your condition or your ability to work has changed. That is the door to keep your eye on now. And that's what we're working on. So there were some new forms that were put onto the website and into the Facebook group regarding the two-part application for AISH and ADAP, because it is it's one form now. So one half of the form is you, and the other half goes to your medical professional. So fun stuff. And I'm currently working on a guided breakdown on how to fill out those forms to really cement in the language that AISH and ADAP are expecting to have in our forms. So that'll make the whole process a little bit easier. Just a little bit of a guide. Gotta be helpful. Oh. Feels like it has been a very, very long week. My goodness. Alright. So just some questions that I've had come up in the group this week. So, wait, how much can I earn now? So a lot of people have been asking this. So let me say it plainly. Until now on AISH, you could earn $1,072 a month before they started clawing it back. As of July 1st, that changed. And the new numbers run backwards from what you would guess. So if you stay on AISH, it drops to $350. On ADAP, it is now $700 for a single person. So when the letter brags that you can earn more, what they are quietly comparing it to is the new gutted AISH number and other provinces, never the AISH we had before. So the rate they take back climbs slowly, but they have not made, or they have not published the fine print, so nobody can do your exact math yet. And if you have children, $700 may not be your figure. The higher tier is not published, so ask for yours in writing and keep their answer. That's the best way that I can help with that one, because the calculator isn't 100%. It gives different numbers every time, so get it from whomever your worker is. Let's see if there's any questions. Nothing yet. All right. So they are taking $200 for a federal benefit I have never seen. So this one made a lot of you angry this week, and fairly so. So the Canadian disability benefit went up a little this year to about $104 a month. But it does not help us here, because Alberta takes that same amount back off your provincial check, dollar for dollar, whether or not the money ever reaches you. Here is the part worth knowing. If you get less than the full amount or nothing at all, you can write to AISH and ask them to fix the deduction to match what you truly receive. To get the federal benefit, you need the disability tax credit, and a nurse practitioner can sign for it, not just a doctor. So if your disability tax credit was denied, that denial is your reason to ask them to stop the $200 clawback. I have a ready-made letter for this. You can ask me after the live, and I will send it right over. So yeah, we've been dealing with the CDB for a while now. So in every direction that goes, we have a form for it. Because they shouldn't be taking money that you don't get. And if they've been clawing you back, you can request all of that money back, providing you've been denied. I'm surprised there's no questions in the chat today. Definitely been a long week. All right. So another question that came up. I heard there is a new one-time $150 coming. Is that real? It is real, and it is new. So let me tell you what we know and what we do not. So Ottawa is sending a one-time $150 payment to people who received the Canada Disability Benefit, meant to help cover the cost of the doctor's form from the disability tax credit. Now, the Canadian Disability Benefit application, you can do yourself, but in order for them to process that application, you have to have an active disability tax credit. That's where the confusion comes in, because AISH originally didn't know that you had to have the DTC before getting the CDB. So everybody rushed out to fill out their applications for the Canadian Disability Benefit, and it backlogged the system, and everybody got mass denials because they didn't have the prerequisite credit, which is the disability tax credit, in order to apply for it. So that was a big oversight for the province that we live in. We should have been told that right up front, and we weren't. So now, for people that rushed out to get that Canadian disability benefit without having the disability tax credit, your best bet at this point isn't just to run with the, oh, well, I was denied for the Canadian disability benefit. You have to follow the steps. So apply for the disability tax credit, pay your doctor what they need to be paid to do it. Some of them are doing like a sliding scale for people that are on disability or on fixed incomes, which is great. Some doctors, they don't. It all depends on your doctor's office. So, but that's what I would suggest. It's still money in your pocket, so to speak, because we're still getting the $200. It's just that it gets clawed back off of our benefits. So, whichever route you guys want to take. So you don't have to apply for it if you don't want to, but I think at some point they're going to make us do it again. So that's just something to be wary of. We're supposed to apply for everything that they tell us to. So whether it's CPP or the disability tax credit, that's what we have to go by. So it's just one of those many rings or hoops that we have to jump through, I suppose. So this $150 that is coming, we don't know yet whether Alberta will claw this one back too. I wouldn't put it past them. The way it does the monthly benefit, so please don't count on keeping it until that is confirmed. The moment I know for sure, I will let you know, let everyone know plainly whether or not we keep it. Because, yeah, with what's happening with the Canadian disability benefit, I wouldn't put it that far past our current UCP government. But I'm trying to keep up with everything as it changes, so we'll see. My daughter's playing some game. What are you playing?
Animal Crossing.
Oh, you're playing Animal Crossing. That's why. Okay. I recognized the gibberish. Gotcha. Alright. Okay, so another question. Is ADAP really better like the letter says? The letter is full of shiny words. Highest in the country, earn more, empowerment. Read them slowly because everyone is measured against other provinces, never against the AISH we were on. So next to your old AISH, ADAP is $200 lower and lets you keep less of what you earn. Both things can be true at the same time. So before you believe a single line in that letter, put your own numbers into the estimator at alberta.ca/ADAP and see for yourself. Hi, Ivy! Yay! Ivy made it. Alright, so another question. Do I have to switch to ADAP if I want to work? No, and I want this one to land. If you are still on AISH, you can work within the AISH limit. Work does not require ADAP and does not move you on its own. If you are 60 or older or in one of the keep on groups, you stay on AISH and can still take a job. Do not let anyone tell you ADAP is the only door to work. Hi, Krista. Alright, so what if I turn 60 right after the cutoff? So this is the one for anyone whose 60th birthday landed just on the wrong side of July 2nd. So being 60 or older on the transition date kept you on AISH automatically. But if you turn 60 a few weeks later, say in August, nobody has told us cleanly what happens. So do you get moved back to AISH when your birthday comes? Do you have to ask for it, or does the system just leave you on ADAP because of the day the snapshot was taken? So it is a real gap. 6 weeks should not decide whether you are left alone or put through the whole employment process. For the very same person, If that is you, ask in writing what happens to your file when you turn 60 and keep their answer. So, and hopefully we can get some real answers about all of this stuff. I've been trying to, I've tried to phone Aish and ask questions just regarding certain things that don't pertain to my file, and for some reason they really don't want to answer my questions. Yeah, I did. I saw it briefly. I don't dig into his stuff, Ivy. But yes, I saw about the appeals, and actually right now he would be correct because we are now in July. That we can't appeal anymore, and that's under Bill 12, and we knew that that was happening. It's just that nobody really seemed to find the... Hi, Crystal. Nobody really wanted to acknowledge the fact that we had appeal rights under H prior to the whole transition on July 2nd, so he is correct in the fact that, you know, we don't have appeals anymore. Because all the new legislation is now in place. Well, we knew it was happening, right? That's why we were pushing for everybody to get their appeals in before the 30th of June. And it's just that we could appeal up until then. Oh, I know, it pisses me off too. No, totally get it. Alright. So another one. My file says developmental disability, but not severe. So I was told no. So not so fast. Okay? PDD eligibility is its own door, and the code on your file does not settle it. It is judged on how you function day to day, in thinking and in daily living, usually through an assessment, and it has to have begun before the age of 18. So plenty of people whose files are coded milder still qualify on the functioning test. If that might be you, it is worth a proper PDD assessment, not a shrug at a code box. One heads up, the PDD wait list can be long, so if it is a route you are considering starting sooner, if it's a route that you are considering, starting sooner rather than later makes sense. I'm not sure I understand your question. What do you mean by is someone contacting us? Oh, that one I have to expand because it's too small in my phone. Paula, depending on who your family doctor was, you can get a hold of the College of Physicians and Surgeons to find out where his records are. Just as a thought. Because I'm not sure exactly how long they're supposed to keep records for, but yeah. Alright, so let me just go to the next question here. I wonder if they will use that against us. So regarding what? The appeals, Ivy? Like if they're going to use the fact that we appealed a decision made on our individual files? I'm not sure what you mean by if they can use that against us. There's nothing to use against us. We had every right to appeal. And now we can't appeal anything that's like within a specific scope. Yeah, well, right now we can't appeal decisions because of the new legislation that's come into place, right? So that was what, AR 96, 2026, or AR 98. I have it printed off. It's just, I've got everything everywhere right now. But yeah, no, with Bill 12 as well, we can't appeal anything now, but that all came into play as of July 2nd. So nobody wanted us to know about our appeal window between when the letters were sent out and the end of June. And now there's no window to hide because it's closed. Yeah. It's all very confusing. It is. It's all very confusing. Just with how certain windows are open, certain doors are closed. You know, it's just... There's no easy way to explain it. So where is it here? Crystal. So I keep reading that we are assigned a worker and that we have to go attend workshops. So yes, that's generally how this is going to work. There are letters that are being sent out in waves. So if you haven't gotten yours yet, it is coming if you were switched from AISH to ADAP. And they will be just regular generic letters. I ended up reading the one letter that is going to be coming out here to various individuals now that ADAP is a live program. I read it on the podcast yesterday, and I guess I can read it again here. So it says subject, and it'll be to the recipient, right? So Alberta Disability Assistance Program, or ADAP, Employment Services. So, of course, the month may be different on your letter depending on when it's sent out, but this one here was for June 20, or dated June 23rd, and it was in reference to July. So just bear that in mind. So in July 2026, the new ADAP will launch. As you have been previously informed, your file will be transitioned to ADAP in July. You have been selected to participate in ADAP Employment Services starting July 2nd, 2026. In July, you will be contacted by phone by Alberta Employment Connect. Alberta Employment Connect will get to know you, understand your goals, and address any questions or concerns you may have about employment services so you can be connected to the best possible supports. You will work with Alberta Employment Connect to create a personalized action plan tailored to your unique circumstances. Your action plan may start with practical help such as assessing transportation, childcare, health and wellness services. Once you are ready for employment, supports may include digital services, career planning, assistive technology, and supported job placements. Both digital and in-person supports are available. ADAP will continue to support you with financial and health benefits. It is important that you respond to Alberta Employment Connect. Part of receiving your ADAP benefit means participating in employment services based on your individual plan. So if you are unable to find a job after receiving employment services, you will continue to receive financial and health benefits. So that's a big important section there, okay? So if you are unable to find a job after receiving employment services, you will continue to receive financial and health benefits. Very important. If you refuse, however, to participate in employment services, your eligibility for continued ADAP financial assistance may be impacted. We already know that. It's in the discussion guide that was released, what was it? May 12th for the ADAP program. We already know that. That it will be impacted if we decide that we don't want to play this game with them. So, if your phone number has changed, please update us immediately. So, you get a hold of your AISH worker, email AISH, whatever you need to do to make sure that your phone number is up to date, because if they can't contact you, it's not going to look good. So for more information, please visit alberta.ca/ADAP. If you have any questions, contact your local Alberta Supports office. That's where this is all going through now, is Alberta Supports. And you can get a hold of that office through alberta.ca/alberta-disability-assistance-program and clicking on Contact a Caseworker. Sincerely, ADAP. So that's the letter, basically, that's going to be coming out. Now, the dates are going to be different. The person that it's going to is going to be different. But all of our letters for the 12th were exactly the same. They were verbatim, exactly the same. They are just draft, copy, and paste emails that they're putting different names and addresses on. That's it. There's nothing special one letter to another. Which actually makes my job a hell of a lot easier, because then there's not 400 different drafts of the same email going around. Which is like, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, so now regarding that, I just closed the wrong window. There it is. Regarding the personal plan, your employment plan or whatever. We have a form that is already live on the website and on the Facebook group regarding filling out your own, what was the word that I used? My individual plan. So it's a worksheet to help you speak up at your ADAP meeting, whether it's over the phone, whether it's over a Zoom call or a Teams meeting or whatever, or in person. You can take it with you and you have something to read from. Just to keep you kind of in the right frame of mind. So it helps you to organize what you would need. So any of your, where is it here? All of your quick notes. So your worker information, contact number, numbers to remember, phone or file, things that you need or things to ask for, reminders, dates, callbacks, appointments, and other notes. Where is it here? So what your goals are. And I give examples of each one so you're not by yourself or going, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. So for instance here, there's a copy and paste section. So I would like to find a part-time job, a few hours a week doing something calm and steady. I want to feel useful and earn a little extra. I'm not able to work full-time because of my health, but I am willing to start small and see how it goes. So that's just an example of what you can write there. And then part 2 is regarding your disability and how it affects you individually. So on good days, what do your good days and what do your harder days look like? Things that you would need to work safely. Right? Because all of this is about engagement. We can't go into these meetings and tell them where to go and how to get there. Right? That's a really good way to, what's the term that people usually use? It's a good way to cut your nose off to spite your face. Right? We still need benefits. We still want support. In order to do that, we have to play the game. And that's all that we're doing right now. And I don't want to see anybody, you know, get thrown off of support because this is all very overwhelming.
No more. That was your third one in a row? No, go play.
Oh, that's it. No more donuts for the boy. All right. So, how do you get a job when 4 out of 7 days I'm stuck in bed? Well, that's the whole thing, right? A lot of people are stuck in bed, right? But right now, they're not going to be handing out jobs. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know how to make that any more clear. When you go into the ADAP meeting, that's all it is a meeting to get to know you and what your limitations are so that they see the person beyond the file that they just received. Right? So nobody knows you better than you. So that's where you have to be able to advocate for yourself. So having the new form filled out saying, hey, this is what my limitations are, this is what I would need for this is what I would need for that, they're not going to be handing out jobs. Right? Like, oh, well, yeah, awesome. You're, you know, hi, Gavin, welcome to ADAP. Here's your employer, and this is when you need to show up. That's not what's happening. Right? I don't know if that makes sense to everybody. They're not just going to be handing out jobs as soon as you walk in. Right? They have to get to know you. They have to know what your limitations are. If you need to be put back onto AISH, they're going to fast track certain people back onto AISH. They didn't look at our files to transfer us to ADAP. And we've covered that. Our files were not individually gone through or shifted through or you know, gone through by any human component at AISH to say, hey, we're going to transfer you over to ADAP. It was just an automatic sort. Regarding long-term disability, so I'm assuming that would be CPPD. I haven't heard anything directly regarding that, because AISH doesn't want to answer my questions because I don't have long-term disability or CPPD. So they're getting really picky about what questions they're going to answer for which person. Because they don't want everybody to know everything. Yeah, I got you, Brittany. I got you. Yeah. So we know already that with certain long-term disability companies, so whether it's Sun Life, Canada Life, Manulife, whomever, right? Because there's quite a few of them across Canada right now, that there are certain terms within your long-term disability, I want to say contract, but I think it's just a policy through there that says that you cannot work upwards of a certain amount or at all. It depends on your policy. So your best bet would be to contact your insurance provider and get it in writing as to what it is that you are allowed to do versus not allowed to do. And then with CPPD, we've already pulled those numbers. Yeah. Oh, I know, Gavin. Yeah. Yeah, because every policy is different. Like, I used to work doing third-party medical, what the heck is it called? We would collect paramedical information and biological samples for people that were getting insurance, whether it was group, mortgage, individual, whatever, right? So I know that every insurance company is different. It's not the same across the board, so you would want to be able to pull that information from your provider. That would be my first go-to, is to get whatever information I could from them regarding, okay, hey, I'm on long-term disability. I need to know how this affects my policy because I'm being put into a forced work program. And that's how I would word it. Because that's what ADAP essentially is. It's a forced to work program. Yep. Well, the whole thing is everybody that has been moved from AISH to ADAP has some kind of disability or long-term disability, right? That stops them from being able to work full-time or work at all. Which is why I can't stress enough that nobody living or breathing went through our files individually to find out who should be moved or who shouldn't be moved from AISH to ADAP. Right? They had a computer program or some kind of a sorting system that was implemented by computer that said, hey, we're going to take all of the people with this green and move them to ADAP. Or everybody with orange is going to be moved to ADAP. I don't know exactly how it works. I don't work for AISH. I don't work for the government. I am an AISH recipient or now an ADAP recipient. So, but I know that they don't have the manpower to go through 40,000 files to find out who should stay and who should go. So right now it's all about proving again that we are disabled enough to have been on AISH in the first damn place to now be on ADAP and have to reprove that, hey, I still belong on AISH. So it's just part of the game. And if everybody can look at it as part of a game, even if it's one you don't want to play, that it's kind of, that's it. we have to play what needs to be played, at least until somebody that has a lawyer's degree decides to go, oh, hey, this is really wrong, we should fix this. Right? It's unfortunate, but that's what's happening right now. I've been on AISH for 11 years. I understand the barriers. I understand that, disabilities are a thing, and they are not the same across the board. I get it. I know. But there's nothing I can do personally to do anything to fix this. I'm just trying to help people with information so that they're not feeling as lost and overwhelmed as what everybody else is. Yeah, exactly. Depends on what color they put on your chest, yeah. Alright. So the next thing that's come up. Do I have to start job hunting the moment ADAP begins? The short answer is no. Nothing fell off a cliff on July 1st. The plain truth is the government has not spelled out what is expected of you or when. So please do not invent a deadline that is not there. Wait to be contacted. And when someone does reach out, ask them in writing what is expected of you and by when. Now, I know a lot of people don't have the presence of mind to ask for everything in writing. That's fine. Record the conversation if you can. Most smartphones come with the ability to record calls across the board. So if you can do that, that's even better. Right? It's just something to protect your butt. So if somebody says something to you, then you can go, oh, hey, I was told this. This is what I'm going by, and this is what they said at this time and by who. Right? So it's just a protection thing. If you don't want to, that's up to you too. So the only thing that affects your benefits is refusing to take part at all. And I think a lot of people need to sit with that. So the only thing that affects your benefits on ADAP is refusing to take part at all. Okay, so your payment is frozen at what you get now until the end of 2027. So this is a thing you can take at a calm pace, not a panic. Okay? So the amounts that, I know that they keep on saying, oh, there's a $200 top-up. We're not getting extra money from AISH or ADAP. They are freezing our benefits where it is right now because after December of 2027, our amount drops another $200 on ADAP. So that's what they mean by top up. It means that they're not going to pull it from us now. So right now we don't have to panic. As long as we are playing the game and we are taking part in their ridiculous employment shit, we're golden. That's it. We're good. And I know that a lot of people are like, well, I can't do this, I get it. I know. But I'm not an ADAP agent. I'm not the person that you're going to have to go to have a meeting with to plead your case. I am a third-party, non-participant of this government. So if you need help filling out forms, I'm here to help you with that. I can't make sense of a government. I'm not in the back rooms with them, and I'm not. I don't have insider information, nor do I want any. Because I can't source random information. So, and that's more to protect all of us, right? Because one person can come to me and go, oh, hey, I work for AISH, or I work for ADAP, and this is the insider information that I know. If I can't source that or point to it to everybody, then that's not information that I can reliably source and give out to everybody, even if I think it's an inside source. That's not something that I will ever do. So it's only sourced, verified information that I will ever share with my group. Yeah, they wouldn't be able to afford to pay me for what I do anyways, Gavin. So I'm not worried about it. If they want me to play the game, I will play the game to the best of my ability. And you better believe that I will be the fucking nightmare of a lifetime. Okay? Abso-fucking-lutely, I will. Alright. So another thing that is coming up, it hasn't been widely done because I think one catastrophe at a time is our best move at this point, instead of having everybody kind of running around with their asses on fire. So we are a couple and both on assistance. What happens to us? This is the one almost nobody is talking about, and it stacks two ways. So starting in August, with the August payment, so the end of July payment, if you and your partner both get AISH or ADAP, each of you gets 88% of the maximum benefit instead of the full amount each. Now this was supposed to be the big conversation piece this month, because this is the one that's coming down the picket next. Last month it was the door closing on our rights to appeal as AISH recipients under the old AISH rules, and that closed June 30th. The next one was what's happening with the cohabitating partners or people that are together on AISH or ADAP losing or dropping to 88% of their maximum benefit just by being in a relationship. That was supposed to be this month's talking points. So let's start it now. And then we'll have to keep on repeating it during this month's lives, Gavin. I don't know if you want to make a note or not. Oh, my goodness. All right. So, the income a working partner can earn before your check starts dropping falls from $2,612 down to $1,500. So, yeah, awesome. So a partner who was managing fine before could suddenly start pulling your benefit down. So 2 roommates, each on their own file, are not the target. It is couples. The program counts as a couple. If that is your home, check whether it hits you, because it lands quietly in August, and it lands hard. Now there is a breakdown for that. That was done. When did I do that one? Oh my goodness. Let me grab it. It was the income analysis. So the new income analysis, oh, this was done back in May. Ha ha ha. Fun. Oh, I'm all over the place. So that was back in May, and it is on the website, and it is the income crossover analysis. When does ADAP actually pay, and revised on the government's own published numbers? So that's the key here. Published. So it's not a secret. And it is on page, where is it? There it is. Page 5 of 10. Household composition, so partner 1, partner 2, and combined. And then annual loss versus baseline. I know that there's a image of this running around the internet somewhere. I could probably look at doing a couple more. But it breaks everything down. So the baseline for 2 unreduced AISH recipients, 2 AISH at the 88% rule, the mixed AISH and ADAP at the base, and then the 2 ADAP recipients at the 88% rule. Let me just see here. No, that's right. So the mixed AISH and ADAP, those are at the reduced rates. So at least there we've kind of got everything covered in that aspect. And that form is available and has been available on the website for a while. If you guys want to pull it, you can. There's a search bar on the website, so you can just, put in your little keywords and it'll come right up. I try to think of everything. Yeah, but that's what makes me dangerous, Lana. If I don't know something, I research it, right? And Laura Lee, the best answer to tell them if you can't work, honestly, it doesn't boil down to any one answer. Having a medical professional backing you, writing it in the terms and in the wordage that they accept as being all-encompassing is your best bet. That's your best answer. And to really stick it to them, right? So there isn't there isn't any one best answer to be able to get this done. Everybody's starting from the same ground right now, right? Everybody's terrified of this transition. Everybody's unsure of what to say. I have a couple more things that I'm going to be releasing probably within the next 24 hours. And it's a guide for each of the medical sides of the new application. I guess I can kind of go over that a little bit right now. I had a member of the group come to me and say, hey, there used to be a guide on how to do this. Can you look into it? I was actively working on it. It's just, I'm human and it takes time. All right, so there is a how to fill it out for the DS2 444A, which is our individual part of the form. For the new disability income assistance program. I think that's what their new acronym is. I'm getting tired of all these fucking acronyms, my God. But it breaks it down for you. So what your situation is, the information about you, how to word it. There's a lot of copy and paste options in there for people that need that. I don't have a problem with that. I like being helpful, which would also not be very good for working for the government, because I think that's part of their prerequisite. You can't be helpful or a good person, so that's not going to happen. Education and training, income, and it goes question by question. The other half of the medical report is for the guide for your doctor. So let's say you have a doctor that's kind of a ninny, okay? Kind of a ninny. I'm gonna use that terminology. Where they don't have time, or they're unsure, or they're really not wanting to be helpful. There's a guide for them that breaks it down into how they need to word their support letter for you, or what their breakdown actually says, in order to support you transitioning back to AISH, if that makes sense. So the government is looking for very specific key phrases or key words within breakdowns and within letters and supporting documents for eligibility. And this is not a new concept. This has been across the board since the creation of AISH. So if your doctor is not sure how to word something, you can take this or give this to them. It'll be up on the website tonight. And I'm gonna try really, really hard to HTML it so that the how-to guide is close to where the what the heck is it called? Where the new assessment information is on the site. So wish me luck with that. I hate coding. Oh my goodness. Yes, Nini. Oh. Well, you know, doctors have a lot of education, but they're kind of dead from the neck up once they get to doing this for a long time. So we want to take as much of the guesswork out, and we want to protect our asses as much as possible. So, and I want to see everybody that needs to be back on AISH, back on AISH. That's what I'd like to see. So, if you're not sure, and I say this constantly, if you're not sure what to say, if you need help filling out your half of the form, there is a liability waiver that went live on the Facebook group and on the website. If you need help filling something out, fill that out, send that form to me, and we are golden. It's just in case someone down the road decides to get pissed off with me and sue me over me being helpful. It at least there protects my ass. Because I don't need that. I don't need that kind of stuff. And I do not keep your personal information. Once your form is filled out, once any kind of document is filled out, or I've helped you write emails or helped with whatever capacity that I can, all of that information that you sent me gets deleted right away. I do not keep it. I have no reason to. It's not my information. I don't want anybody getting a hold of your information, so it's gone. Almost as quickly as it arrived. Now, there are certain people that continue to reach out, which is fine. I'm all for it. That's why I'm here. And so some people, I do have to keep their information for a little bit longer because I know that we're not done yet, if that makes sense. All right. So, yeah, we're going to be talking a lot about what this 88% cohabitation amount is now over the coming weeks or the coming days, I guess. Because, yeah, that's the next big hit. But we'll get through it and we'll be discussing it in great detail. So any information that you want on that, it's the income analysis from May that you want to find, and it's on the website. I believe it's on the Facebook group too, but Facebook sometimes doesn't want us to have the PDFs, so go to the external site, grab it from there. All right. Now there's a lot of things that have gone on within the last month, just with the transition from H to ADAP, all the new forms that are coming out. The CDB amounts are changing this month because that's when they renew and figure out what we're entitled to. So we already have a new form for that. It's already live on the website. Actually, if you're not sure about the website, you can look up Alberta Disability System Breakdown, and it's the netlify.app. We come up in a Google search, which is fantastic. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. We come up in a Google search. So, but that's the link there. It's all over the Facebook page. It's not everybody has Facebook, and I wanted to make this information as accessible as possible. And just in case our group ever gets shut down for whatever reason, the powers that be. So it's the Alberta Disability System Breakdown.netlify.app. Yeah, and you can just Google it. The Alberta Disability System Breakdown. We come up in the Google searches. It's really cool. It's really cool. We're getting out there. All right. Now, anybody going to the app that's been there within the last month, that evil pop-up regarding the teach-in and the protest is no longer coming up. I told you guys it would be gone as of the 1st of July. It's no longer a pop-up. So you're good. It just brings you right into all of the information, documents. So we've got the main breakdown, highlights. So the appeal window has now closed. This is not the end, and the fight continues. So the deadline to appeal the move to ADAP was June 30th, and the new rules block these appeals as of July 2nd. If you did not file one, please don't carry any guilt. There is another door, and it is still wide open. So that door is reassessment. If you cannot work because of a permanent disability, you can ask to be reviewed to return to AISH, and that path has no deadline. It does not close. So more is coming soon on how to ask for reassessment and put your strongest case forward. So that is how our website starts off and gives you just kind of a breakdown of forms that are available right now. So there's the reassessment, the door that is still open. That's where the two forms are right now, so Part A and Part B. I'll be making sure that those guides are up in this section as well. Request your own AISH file. There is no time limit on that, but they have 30 days to respond. And there's been a lot of us requesting our files, so it might be a little longer than that. Fix a wrong $200 CDB deduction. So your checks can be docked $200 for the Canadian Disability Benefit, even if you were denied it, are still waiting, or were approved for less than the full amount. if that $200 came off but doesn't match your real CDB status, the correction letter tells AISH to deduct only what you receive. And if it was already taken, when you weren't getting the federal benefit, the repayment requests asks them to pay it back. By their own law, they must. So the only thing that I hesitate with there, with asking them to repay it back, even if you haven't been approved yet, is I would wait for that denial letter, and I'll explain why. When the CDB kicks on, a lot of people are getting a large lump sum with that approval for the Canadian Disability Benefit. Now, AISH, deducting $200 a month counts towards what that lump sum is going to be. So if you request all of your clawed payments back, even though you are entitled to it, when you do get that lump sum, they're going to want all of it back. That's the only thing that makes it a little bit precarious, I guess, would be the word for it. Because yes, they're clawing it back against a benefit you're not receiving, number one. But number two, if you get approved for the CDB, the money that they have clawed back ends up being calculated with your lump sum that you'll end up getting, or maybe you won't end up getting it. It depends. So if you're not sure how to work, or not sure, blah, if you're not sure what to do in your situation, message me and we'll go through it. And we'll figure out what the best move is for you. Like, I know $200 right now is a lot of money, and it is. For a lot of us it is, because we are all sitting below the poverty line. But if it can help you in the long run, and let's say you pay that $200 now until whenever you get approved and you get that lump sum, then they can't touch that lump sum because they've already been clawing it back. So that's the only bonus. It's money that you would have lost already, or would have lost anyway. All right. So another one that is still open here, if you got a move letter by mistake. So if you're 60 or older by, what is it, the July 2nd date when all of this ended up going live, in continuing care, terminally ill, or have developmental disabilities or PDD eligibility, you stay on AISH automatically. If you still received an ADAP move letter, that's a coding error, and this request asks them to correct your category and keep you on AISH. So we've already been seeing a lot of retractions with regards to people being miscategorized and being moved by mistake. So there is a real correction that can happen there. And we want to see that happen for you if you're part of those 4 exemption categories. Now, one of the things that came up on yesterday's podcast because of what's been going on this week is people are wondering, if I don't meet those 4 categories, is there even a point to reapplying for AISH? Absolutely there is. Those 4 categories that they announced are not the end-all be-all to people that can apply to be on AISH. That was just who wasn't supposed to be moved to ADAP. So anybody that didn't fall under those 4 categories were supposed to be moved to ADAP. Anybody that did fall under them was supposed to stay on AISH. But because of their own coding errors and their whatever program it was that they used to make the transition happen, yeah, that's an error, and it needs to be fixed. And they are fixing it. All right, let's see here. Lana. I've always had my psychiatrist do my medical papers or forms. He's absolutely wonderful and hates the changes. My family doctor did forms for the DTC, and I was denied. My psychiatrist did one, and I was immediately accepted. I'm not sure why mental health issues usually are considered worse than our physical health issues. Maybe my psychiatrist just makes me sound totally mentally sick. The difference there is a lot of family doctors don't use the right wording for the disability tax credit form. Whereas psychiatrists or psychologists, they know how to word it. So that's probably the disconnect that you're picking up on. They just know how to word it because they work with that, right? Oh my goodness, Gavin. You and your podcast. Hang on, let me grab it. And I say your podcast because you have all the sign-in information for it. All right. So the podcast that we're on 4 days a week live on YouTube is through Night Castle Productions, but it is Aish Actions Revolutionary Podcast. And we go through a lot of this information. And I try to keep up to date with everything. Alright, let me just see here. I gotta open a new window in order to keep playing on my computer. Oh, another member request. Approve. Welcome to the group. Alright. So there were two things that I ended up posting yesterday. I'm just going to read them out in case people missed it. So regarding the medical form cost question. So because I've seen a few versions of it going around and the truth splits a few ways. So I don't want anyone giving up on help they are owed or expecting coverage that does not apply to them. So here is the real breakdown straight from the government's own pages. If you were moved from Aish to ADAP and you want to be reassessed to go back to Aish, the government covers the cost of one medical assessment. One. That is their own wording, and it is not time limited. You can access it whenever you choose. This is the big one because it applies to to most people here who were moved over. One thing though, and it is not automatic. You have to ask for it. So when you get that ADAP employment letter, that's your window to talk to somebody, to say, hey, I want to be reassessed, I want to go back to Aish. That would be your perfect time to do that. You can get a hold of ADAP now if you want to. If you don't want to wait it out, that's fine. There's no rush. Until you get that letter saying, we're going to contact you, you're basically in the clear until that happens. So, if you are on income support, the cost of the medical report may be covered. Contact your income support worker to ask. So, that's for people that aren't on Aish or ADAP. And I have to cover everybody because we've got a lot of people coming into the group now. So outside of those two situations, the general rule is that you pay the doctor to complete the report. That is the default. It is a real barrier, and it is one that physicians themselves have publicly criticized because it puts the cost on the people least able to carry it. So please don't walk away thinking you are simply on your own with this. Here is the short version. Move to ADAP and want back on Aish, one assessment is covered. But you have to ask for it plainly. Say, I was moved to ADAP, I want to be reassessed for Aish. Is my medical assessment covered, and how do I access it? On income support, ask your worker whether the report cost is covered. Neither of those. The cost may fall to you. And that is worth pushing back on and asking about anyway. Right? So if you're not on income support and you're not on ADAP and you're new to the hell that is our disability support system, welcome to the shit show. You need to get that information from whomever it is that you're talking to regarding intake. So if you are not sure which situation is yours, comment or message me and I'll help you figure out which coverage applies to you. Do not let the cost of a form be the thing that stops you. I try to cover everything, Brittany. I really do. Oh my goodness. This is my full-time job. Unpaid labor of love. Alright, so the other thing that ended up going live in the group, and let me clear up something that I think is holding a lot of you back because I keep seeing this fear, and it is based on a mix-up. So the worry going around is, what if you reapply for AISH too early and you are not in one of the 4 exemption groups? You will be automatically denied. Please hear me. This is not how it works, and I do not want it to freeze anyone. So the 4 groups, severe and profound developmental disability, or PDD, and I say or PDD because you don't need it according to their literature. It says or, not and. Palliative or terminal, continuing care, and age 60 plus. Those are about who got kept on AISH automatically at the transition. They are not a gate on who is allowed to reapply. You do not have to be in those 4 categories to request a reassessment for AISH. Anyone on ADAP can ask to be reassessed if their condition or their ability to work has changed. You're such a brat. Oh my goodness. So reapplying when you are not in those 4 groups does not get you auto-denied. What a reassessment actually turns on is the medical evidence that you cannot sustain employment. That is the real question, not which category you fall in. So, and for a lot of you, your situation has not just changed since you were first approved. It has gotten more complex. New diagnoses, conditions that have progressed, surgeries, deficits that were not there before. That is not too early. That is exactly the kind of significant change a reassessment is built for. Fresh, current medical evidence is some of the strongest you can bring. So please don't let the too early fear keep you stuck and silent. There is no deadline on reassessment. It has not closed. When you are ready, and only when you are ready, you fill out your part and your doctor fills out theirs. And you put your strongest case forward. If the paperwork feels like too much, that is exactly what this group is for. Ask and we will help you through it one step at a time. You are not doing this alone. So those went out yesterday. Just regarding everything that's going on in the group and where people are freezing and really common questions to stuff that is real for a lot of people. I don't want anybody to feel frozen with fear with what's going on. It's just paperwork. It's just paperwork. And you have somebody that's really good at paperwork in your corner. So let's get this done. All right. So there was 2 quick watches from this week. So first, if a medication that has always been covered suddenly is not, please do not just stop it. Don't stop taking your meds, okay? Call your pharmacist or prescriber first. Ask about a covered alternative or an exemption and question whether it is even correct, because coverage was supposed to stay the same. Your health comes first. So second, if you are not sure whether you are on AISH or on AISH or ADAP right now, that is not you being slow. The system is not making it clear. So one call to Alberta Supports at 1-877-644-9992 confirms it, and it changes what you should do next. So again, the Alberta Supports number at 1-877-644-9992. Just to find out where you stand and what we do next. So, a gentle note for anyone thinking of jumping to ADAP on purpose. Some of you have wondered about moving yourself to ADAP to grab that $700 earning room. Before you do, ask in writing whether you keep the $200 that holds your payment steady. That's a big one. Because, yeah, I would hate to see people lose $200 just to jump ship because of that $700 that you can make on ADAP. So one worker has said voluntary movers can lose it. Do not trade a sure thing for a number whose fine print is not even written yet. So I really want people to be careful. That, and I haven't written the form yet for people that want to jump from H to ADAP. I thought everybody was jumping in the opposite direction. We've got some salmons in the group, apparently. Which is fine. I will do what I can for this community. So, yeah. Is there anything anybody needs some more clarification on before I head her out? Because I am taking my kids swimming today. I just heard a... What? We're going swimming today.
Okay.
Yeah.
You already knew that.
I knew.
Yeah, you knew. All right. I try, Gavin. We go through a lot more information on the podcast, but I try to get everybody in one place and everybody stuck here in this room, so
Mom, is this one?
Absolutely. Now, if anybody ever needs somebody to listen, somebody to talk to, somebody to vent to, if you see me online that my little green light is on, reach out. So the YouTube channel for the podcast is right here. So it's youtube.com/@ so like the internet or the email @ Night Castle Productions 5960, and it's under the live tab. That's where we always are, 4 days a week. And I'll grab my card. So I always have it. So that's the QR code for it. It's all over the website, or it's all over the Facebook group. In the header image, there's the QR code there, and we share the daily link to the lives every day, 4 days a week. So we're hard to miss. Oh, and then my YouTube channel. Oh my goodness. Let me grab that. Because I have a separate channel where I post all of our tea times and my music for the campaign. So, and that is mine. So, youtube.com/@ Mama Iravza. That's me. That's my YouTube handle. So, yeah. That's where I post our tea times. So, the reason why I always call it an app is because it's netlify.app and it works mobile and desktop. That was one of the major things that I was looking for in a platform to host the website. So it's just because it's .app. There's nothing that you have to download. You can save it like as a shortcut from your phone or from your mobile device desktop, I guess. So you can save some kind of a link to it. It's almost like a hot link, I think. I just always have it available in my phone. So, yeah. It's not an app that you would have to download. I always call it an app. There you go. Awesome. Yeah, it's just because it's like netlify.app and it's just easier to say, oh, it's an app. It's more of a website. So I'm slowly starting to correct my terminology for it because it's not an app that you would download to play games or whatever. That's how I classify them. It's not like your banking app. But yeah. So there's going to be lots of information. We will be doing this every Saturday at 2 o'clock. So bring your beverage of choice, whether it's tea, coffee, beer, wine, whatever makes this a lot easier. We don't discriminate against beverages here as long as it produces or provides hydration of some kind, we're good. So it doesn't have to be tea. And it doesn't have to be in a ridiculously large mug either. That's just my thing.
You're welcome. I washed it for you.
Oh, I know. I love this mug. So I'm hoping that that helped clarify a lot of information for this week. Again, if you ever need to reach out, I'm usually up at the most ridiculous times and usually very late working on something. Reach out and we can connect. I don't have a phone number for the campaign as of yet. I am looking at potentially getting one. It's just that's a cost that I'm not ready to incur at the moment. Not with the ADAP switch. But if it's something that I have to look into, then it's something that I look into. Again, nothing that I'm doing is paid. I want to make sure that my community has all the help and support that they need with all of the transitions that are happening and all of the changes that are happening. So that it's, you know, so that we're not blindsided by anything, which is the most important thing. So that is the tea for today. If your head is full, you do not have to hold all of it. Pick the one piece that is yours and let me carry the rest until you need it. Message me anytime for the form, the wording, or just to talk. Thank you for spending part of your Saturday with me. Drink your water, rest those shoulders, and be gentle with yourself this weekend. With love. See you next time.
Some nights the walls are closing in. Some nights it's hard to breathe. There's a review you can't get through, and a clock you can't outrun. We count the days till July 1st. We count the cost and pain. We learn to say I'm fine while standing in the rain. But somewhere under all this fear, a little fire survives. And if you're hearing this tonight, hold on, stay alive. The fight isn't over, we're not at the end. It's dark now, I know, but don't let them win. You are worth saving, you are worth the light, and we are not leaving till we're all finally alright. They tried to make us smaller, tried to file us away, turned our lives to numbers on a form we couldn't say. But every voice they buried, every name they left behind, is rising like a warning that the record's still alive. So speak out from the silence, speak up through the fear. If your hands are shaking, raise them anyway, my dear. The fight isn't over, we're not at the end. It's dark now, I know, but don't let them win. You are worth saving, you are worth the light, and we are not leaving till we're all finally alright. I have cried on kitchen floors, I have begged behind closed doors, I have wondered if this province had any mercy left in store. But mercy isn't handed down by people who look away. So load the cannons with the truth and let the record say you are not alone tonight. Reach out, I'm here. Lean on me, I'll hold you through the unknown, my dear. We are in this together, we leave none behind. Change is coming, hold on, you are not on your fight. Load the cannons, raise the light. Speak up, speak out, be heard. The fight isn't over, and neither are we.